guys, welcome to this reaction. Today we're going to look at another of your Buy Me a Coffee recommendations. This one's from Todd C, and he requests Gary Moore, The Messiah Will Come Again. So I'm familiar with Gary Moore. I played some songs from him. I think it was Over the Hills and Far Away. I was learning the guitar riff for this one. It starts with this. So it's a pretty cool song. I'm familiar with Gary Moore, amazing guitarist and a singer. If you want to request reaction in the same way as Todd, please go to my Buy Me a Coffee website, share your requests there. Okay, Gary Moore and The Messiah Will Come Again. Let's go. Of course, is Gibson Les Paul. The faces are great. The dynamic. Adding a bit of drive. Oh. Beautiful melody. And the tone, oh my goodness. Oh, even higher. Oh! So good with the banding, very precise and very clear intonation. Oh my god, let's go. Nice muting. Ooh. So much expression in there. Ooh. Okay, let me take a break here. Wow. Ooh, I haven't listened to him in a while, and I totally forgot how incredible of a tone he has. I mean, Les Paul guitars, this is a kind of what I have here. It's kind of a Les Paul type. Let me just show you so you can see it. It's kind of a Les Paul type, so similar guitar. It has this humbucker pickups, and those will give you this thicker tone, but guitar aside, it's all in his hands, of course. And the amount of expression he can put in it, as well as shred and play technical lines super confidently without any hiccups, it's incredible. You can look at a bunch of these solo type guitarists like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Gary Moore, many others, and all of them have different strengths and weaknesses. But what I'm noticing in this particular performance, Gary Moore's expression with the bending and those little subtleties and the strength of a tone, it's kind of a bit more raw than Joe Satriani, who's more technical, or Steve Vai, who, for example, uses loads of different techniques, and again, maybe it seems a bit faster and technical, whereas Gary Moore feels a bit heavier, right, overall. But then again, he started with a very nuanced and light feel and touch and dynamic changes that he's able to make on electric guitar are impressive. For example, one note he's able to bend like quite aggressively, and then the next one barely touches it. These things are what makes music alive, what makes music expressive, what makes it a language, really, because you could theoretically program all these notes, you could have an AI to machine learn all Gary Moore's solos, but what makes it musical, really, is that he, with his own inner world, inner experience, is communicating something beyond just the notes. Technically, theoretically, I heard, for example, this band from the major sixth in the minor key, basically, E minor key, and he would bend from the major sixth to the seventh. There was a moment where he bent the whole note, I think, the full step, and then he would bend even further, step and a half, like minor third. I'm not sure if I'm able to do it on the acoustic. You know, like he would go. These are really nuanced things and really difficult to do on the guitar precisely. Like, it's sort of like playing on violin where you have no fret. That's what it is, what it's like to play bending. It takes a lot of practice. Let's continue. Oh, here we go. Takes off the drive immediately and dynamically with his fingers. Okay. Major 7 note. Ooh. Muting. Beautiful moment. He would mute. Do something like this. Then he changed the sound to overdriven sound and did this crazy legato. Whatever. Amazing. So sensitive. And these faces are just amazing. He sings, he talks to you. A bit classical. Sort of like some kind of Bach or something. Combining these technical things with beautiful expression, with beautiful melodies, bluesy melodies. Oh, that's a weird note. Cool. Ooh. Ooh. Again, as I said, very raw. Ooh. Just showing off at this point. Different techniques, opening the volume and See how he's opening the volume there, making this sort of violin sound. Woo. Beautiful vibrato, pretty strong. Fast fingers. Harmonics. Wow. Ecstasy. Oh my god. Guys. Oh my goodness, this is great. I have to take back what I said about Joe Satriani and Steve Vai, because he's also showing off all the techniques that are almost humanly possible on the guitar, on electric guitar. So this little thing he did there that kind of sort of sounds like violin, the way you do that. If you're a guitarist, you might know, but if you don't, like you have these knobs here on electric guitar, right, that control volume and the tone. At the same time, you kind of wrap your finger around one of those, like here, one of those, and then you open it up as well as playing the notes. So it kind of increases the volume, so the transient of the note is kind of slower and it sounds more like violin starting with the bow. That's one of the techniques he did. Then obviously his amazing technique where he kind of lets just the left hand doing the work and working with the tone really well. You don't see him switching on and off any effects, just opening out a little bit more of that volume and letting a bit more gain into the amp, which makes it a bit more distorted, and then he takes off, and also with the dynamic of his play he can control the tone beautifully. If I'm not mistaken, Gary Moore is known for these minor blues type songs, meaning that the most harmonic functions there are the tonic, subdominant, dominant, but in minor key. He uses these sort of progressions. Combination of playing with the pick, without the pick, with the fingers. The only thing I'm missing right now is tapping, and I'm almost certain now that he's going to do it at some point. He creates different noises with the strings, with the pick, sliding the strings, or sort of like noisy thing, which creates a great contrast when you then go on and bend some beautiful clean note. So he uses a lot what's possible on that instrument to express as much as he can. And those phases, as I mentioned several times in this video, these are usually for guitarists kind of involuntary. Like the note kind of feels a certain way and it makes you kind of... Let me know, guitarists, in the comments if you experienced it the same. I think I heard John Mayer talk about this somewhere, where he says, yeah, it just happens. The note without the phase wouldn't be the same. You can see bass players as well having like different, distinct phase. Guitarist. Anyways, let's finish this. Even changing the pickups now. Open string, aggressive vibrato. And softly touching it barely. Wow. Woo. Bending to that 7. Oh. See how the band has to follow him. Ah, typical ending in the major. No vibrato here, just keep it steady. Wow. Wow. Wait a minute, is Gary Moore dead? I didn't even realize this. Yeah. 2011. Wow. I also didn't know he was from Northern Ireland. Wow. Mark Knopfler is popular on this channel. David Gilmour, now Gary Moore. There's something about these islands, the Great Britain and Northern Ireland, that brings out the greatest guitarists of all times. Interesting. Yeah, wonderful performance. Amazing, pure expression. You could see he was living through the song. He was giving his all. I think I've mentioned on this channel that musicians are basically, or performers, music performers are athletes of the fine muscles. And sometimes it may seem like it's not difficult, you know, you just move your fingers around your fretboard. But it's not just your fingers, it's the whole body, the whole posture. Not to mention the fact that you need to actually carry the heavy guitar on your back the whole night. But then you're really like putting your whole body and mind into that one note you're creating. It's not just the physicality of the finger pressing the string. And that can be draining mentally and physically at the same time. So my channel is about appreciating music and kind of, guys, giving you more background information of what it's like to be a performer like that. Art in general and music needs to look effortless and easy for it to have the impact. We can have this illusion that it's easy and that there's not much behind it. But the hours spent by practicing, waiting, traveling, moving the equipment around, finding the right tone. There's so much brilliance and so much craftsmanship going into it. And I feel like videos like this one can be really good to highlight these sort of things. So thanks for watching. Thanks for recommending. Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed hanging out with me. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Keep it funky.